Hello good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today I am bringing you guys my final impressions video for the Tier 9 Premium American Cruiser, Alaska. Yes, now, I know I said that I usually take 3 weeks-ish on the final impressions video, but I've been playing Alaska so much, and I've just been rocking and rolling and having an amazing time. I can confidently say what I'm about to say about the Alaska. So let me just run you through a quick rundown of the Alaska, and I'll get into my thoughts and then the final call on her. So the Alaska, of course, is the Tier 9 American cruiser, even though it's pretty much a battle cruiser. I mean, battle cruisers, you know, you got stuff from the King George class to the Scharnhorst class to the sorry, the Gneisenau class, but the Scharnhorst in game. The Hood, the Kronstadt, and the Alaska, they're all within that battle cruiser range. Some lean more toward cruisers, some lean more toward battleships. The Alaska, in my opinion, leans more toward battleship. Not in tanking, but in the firepower of her guns. Her guns are battleshipy in how hard they hit. These guns hit like an 18-wheeler. They hurt a lot, and they're pretty dang accurate too. If you use the aiming systems mod, which I do recommend you use, the dispersion on them is quite good. Every now and then you will get the occasional shotgun salvo, but most of the time it's going to be nice, you know, nice and tight and consistent. Their guns are amazing. And of course, they are American cruiser AP, so they get the better penetration angles, and it gets the super heavy AP, the super heavy AP round, which does a lot of freaking damage. Her AA, in my experience, I don't have anything built into the AA, but I do use the defensive fire consumable because, yes, carriers or, well, I mean, God, it depends on, you know, right now carriers are kind of medium to, I would say, common to medium rare now at higher tiers. But you do get the occasional game, like you're seeing on screen, where you get 4 carriers in the game. And trust me that the game you're watching right now, the defensive fire definitely saves my butt in this game. I get in a bad way where I'm stuck in the middle of the map, and I got some cruisers firing on me. I got a Yami like 10 kilometers away from me, and I got the 2 carriers focusing down on me. And if I didn't have that defensive fire consumable, I probably wouldn't have survived the match. Now, you can build into AA in Alaska. Would I recommend it? Maybe. I haven't gotten that far with her yet, but with just the defensive fire consumable, her stock AA can do an okay job of fending off planes right now. And of course, the way AA works and the way carriers work, it's all up in the air right now. Nothing's really been finalized just yet, so it could all change. So I can't really say how good or how trash her AA is. Right now, nothing modified, just using defensive fire when things get too hairy. Her AA feels good. It's not a Minotaur, it's not a Salem, it's not a Des Moines level of AA, because those cruisers, their AA is still very good. It's just good. It can save you, it can save your butt, and it can save your game. So I would recommend taking it. Now, of course, there are some other guys with some different builds, and you know, you can try whatever one you want, whatever works for you. That's great. Her concealment's very good. You can get down to about 12 kilometers. And yes, with carriers, you know, being spotted most of the match is a thing, but when you don't have those carrier matches, the concealment is quite lovely jubbly, and again, has saved me multiple times from just being smacked. Because the Alaska does not have fantastic armor. I mean, coming from a battleship main, the armor isn't fantastic. For a cruiser, of course the armor is fantastic, but this isn't a cruiser, it's a battle cruiser. It's large, it's not that hard to hit, it's long, it's not a small target. And Alaskas do get focused on. It's the new ship in the game. Everyone's wants to shoot at it, so it's squishy for the amount of shells that's probably going to be thrown at it in every game. But it's got decent armor. If you're going I can't talk tonight. If you're going from a battleship main's perspective like myself, its armor isn't fantastic. If you're going from a cruiser player's point of view, armor is amazing. It can battle tank 15-inch guns and below, but at tier 10, the only thing that has 15-inch guns is the battleship-wise is the Bourgogne. Every single other battleship from tier 10, and I'm pretty sure, every battleship from tier 9 up can pin the bow of this thing. But you shouldn't really be battle tanking in this thing. It can bounce shells when you angle steeply enough, but you gotta angle pretty dang steeply, or RNG just must blessed you for you to bounce yammy shells. But I've done it. I've been shocked. And unfortunately I wasn't recording it, of course, because, that would be too convenient. But it can do it. Whether it's a fluke of RNG, or of RNG's this or not, it's happened to me before. Am I saying this thing's a tank? No, it is not a tank. You do not need to be tanking in an Alaska. You can for a brief little while until your health goes away, but no, this is not a tanking thing. The ship, however, is very maneuverable. If you want to get the meme 4-second rudder shift, do double rudder. But even without, because I run the first rudder module and the concealment module. That gives me a nice, maneuverable, stealthy ship, and concealment module along with the captain skill. Along with the concealment captain skill, it gives me a nice, stealthy, maneuverable ship. And which you need because, again, this thing cannot tank all that much. So you need to dance. You need to dance for your life when you get spotted by a large group of ships, because they will all target you. Because you're in Alaska, it's a new ship, they want to shoot it. So, yeah, learn to dance. Otherwise, secondaries, not even worth mentioning. They're there. I think I've killed one destroyer in it with almost no health, but there's no reason to build into them. They do more contributing to the AA defense rather than being actual secondaries. Now, this is of course a tier 9 premium ship if you run the right flags and the premium camo, which I don't know why you wouldn't run the premium camo, or even maybe a special camo. I guess that would be why you wouldn't run the premium camo. You can absolutely bring in the moolah. It's very easy to get over 1 million credits per game in this ship if you're running enough flags and you do well enough. Alaska is fantastic at doing damage. It is very easy to get 100,000 damage in every game. The trick, however, is of course staying alive. So how do you stay alive? 1, don't go in the ocean. Don't go in the ocean. Don't go in the open ocean. You kind of have to go in the ocean, but don't go in the open ocean. Hang near the islands. Number 2, don't go anywhere alone. Do not go anywhere alone, unless like you are having to do some major unless you have to do some major clutch work for your team. Try not to go anywhere alone. Always go with a buddy, because having 2 or 3 targets to shoot at is a lot better than just having 1 target to shoot at and you being that 1 target. Like I said, you will be focused down. 3, stay at mid to close range. Can this ship snipe? Yes, it can. Is it what you should be using it for? No, you shouldn't. This ship is very good at medium to close range. You can brawl in it. Briefly, you can brawl in it if you choose your target right. Don't go after the Cur first. Go after the Montana or the distracted Yam, because once you get within about 10 kilometers of most of the tier 10 battleships, you can Citadel the living hell out of them. Except for the Cur first, which you'll do amazing pen damage to it, but you won't Citadel it, and he'll still be alive after you sail behind him. He'll laugh and melt you with his secondaries and then his main battery guns. Ships like the Yami, Monty, Republic, and the Conqueror, once they raise her Citadel, you can absolutely delete them in a drive-by. If their health's low enough, or if you manage to get all 9 rounds to Citadel, you can just erase their health, and then hopefully your team will be there to finish them off. If you don't finish them off, I've deleted a Yami from 4 kilometers away before like that. It was quite hilarious. Like I said, these guns hit like a truck, and I love them. I love them so much. So that's about all of her downsides. But Citadel, real easy to Citadel. Other Alaska Citadel, you're real easy. Any other cruisers, except maybe the Minotaur and Woosta from long range. But the ship is easy to Citadel. You know, that is the cruiser aspect of it. But I mean, if you play your cards right, you stay behind cover, you stay moving. I know in the replay here, I'm stopping. You really don't need to be stopping. I was just in a pinch, so try to always stay moving, maneuvering, and dancing. Turrets have a great 180 time, even after you take the because I take main battery mod. Lord, what is it? Mod 3 that gives you the quicker reload time. You take that, and then you take MLG turrets. It pretty much cancels out the negative effect of the reload booster of the reload module. So your 180 time is still like, I think mine's like 30.4, 30.5, or 31 seconds. So turrets are nice and quick. They get around just fine. So you can dance and fire this thing with pretty good results. So in conclusion, is the Alaska worth it? In my opinion, is it worth 1 million free XP? Yes, absolutely. It's a potential way to get the ship for free if you're willing to grind for it. Or you could just grind up to, I don't know, 500,000, 600,000 free XP, then just convert 400,000 XP over and get it for half of the cost of converting all the free XP. That's a real easy way to get it. Is it worth the $80 to $90 they're selling it for in the premium shop? In my opinion, yes, she is. She is a fantastic ship. However, if you have no experience playing cruisers and you just play battleships, please go grind a cruiser line before you purchase this ship, because you do need to have some cruiser experience to do well in the ship. Go play the Des Moines or the Salem or any of the American heavy cruisers, and you'll get a feel for how you need to play the ship. You can't just hop into this with just battleship experience, because if you play it like a battleship and try to tank and stuff, you're going to have a bad day. This is not a tanker. This is definitely I'm going to punch you in the face and run away type of ship. And in my opinion, she's totally worth it. She is probably my second favorite premium now. Massachusetts is still in first. They're going to have to make an amazing and absolutely blow my mind premium to get Massachusetts removed from my #1 spot. But she has now removed the Turpits from the #2 spot, and she is now my #2 favorite premium. And that's not saying anything bad about the Turpits. It's just that Alaska's a refreshing play style. It's a new class of ships, even though it's still classified as a cruiser. I guess not necessary. Well, yeah, kind of a new, because it's kind of that super cruiser, what they're doing with the Kronstadt and the Azuma. And before we only had the Kronstadt and the Stalingrad there in that slot, but now we have the Alaska. And we're getting more of these ships, which I think is a good thing. For me, it's injecting a new bit of life into the game, because you are getting this new type of ship, and it's fun and it's amazing. And I hope they do just as well with the Azuma as the Azuma and the whatever the heck they're calling the because the Azuma's the tier 9 now, and now there's a tier 10 that's even crazier than the Azuma. So I hope they do just as well with those two ships as they've done here with Alaska, because in my opinion, it's been worth the wait, it's worth the price, it's worth the grind, depending upon how you're looking at getting it. Totally worth it in my opinion. So guys, that is my final impressions for the tier 9 premium American cruiser Alaska. Fantastic ship. I would recommend you get it. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers, and we are still under 300 away from that. You guys have been absolutely smashing it with the new subscribers lately, and I can't thank you guys enough for coming here to the channel and subscribing. It means a lot to me. So guys, hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday, and I will catch all of you guys in the next one.